Hey, David Dole here for the Rational National. Now, I have a couple of unbelievable stories to share with you. And I call them unbelievable because I don't believe them. Now, this has to do with the US-led strikes on Syria for Assad's alleged chemical attack on his own people. Now, look at what the US is now claiming. So, Lavrov denies US envoy's accusation that Russia may have tampered with Syria chemical attack site. Okay, so before I get to my commentary on this, here is the statement from US Ambassador Kenneth Ward. It is our understanding the Russians may have visited the attack site. It is our concern that they may have tampered with it with the intent of thwarting the efforts of the OPCW fact-finding mission to conduct an effective investigation. This is unbelievable. Okay, so Kenneth Ward here is claiming that Russia may have tampered with the attack with the site of the chemical attack. But here is the reality. US led these strikes on Syria a day before the OPCW was set to arrive in Syria to see if this chemical attack actually happened. So the US, along with the UK and France, they may have destroyed the evidence of a chemical attack if there even was one. But now I'm assuming that they realize that there is no attack, so that they are now claiming before the OPCW even gets there to conduct their investigation, oh, well, if you don't find anything, it's because Russia removed the attack, the evidence of the chemical attack. It's Russia's fault. You struck Syria a day before the OPCW was set to arrive, and now you're claiming that Russia is thwarting the efforts of the OPCW's fact-finding mission. This is... Look, if there was a chemical attack, how are we supposed to believe what the US is claiming here based on the history of what is happening in this current event? How are we supposed to believe them? If there was a chemical attack, or if they think there was a chemical attack, why didn't the US, along with the UK and France, allow the OPCW to conduct their fact-finding mission when they were supposed to, before they decided to strike Syria? So, here is what Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov told the BBC in relation to this claim. Quote, "I can guarantee that Russia has not tampered with the site." Now again, we don't know the facts. All we can base our opinions on here is what we know so far and who's claiming what. So it is the US here that is the aggressor. Without any facts of a chemical attack, all we have to go on is the confidence of James Mattis. And the confidence that the US is sure there was a chemical attack. Yeah, they were also sure there were weapons of mass destruction in Iraq, and there were not. So this is, based on history, based on what is going on here, based on the US's obsession with war, I don't understand how we are supposed to believe what the US is claiming. And it gets even better. So here's the other story that I want to touch on here. Russian trolls increased 2,000% after Syria attack, Pentagon says. Okay, so let me read this quote first. There has been a 2,000% increase in Russian trolls in the last 24 hours. Therefore, we will keep you all abreast of the facts moving forward. And that's from Pentagon spokeswoman Dana White. Not to be confused with UFC president Dana White. Okay, so this is what you do when you want people on your side. You try and create this distraction. Oh, if you hear any anti-war voices, anybody speaking out against our strikes on Syria, well, Russian trolls, probably. I mean, there's a 2,000% increase in Russian trolls, so it must be the Russian trolls. Because how could you not be in favor of war? How could you not be in favor of striking Syria before there's any evidence? Yeah, it's the Russian trolls. Yeah, I'm a Russian troll. This is manufacturing consent. This is what Noam Chomsky talks about. any voices that come out against the idea of what the official word from the government is, oh, they're crazy. Nope, can't believe them. You have to believe what we're saying. If you don't believe us, then you're the crazy one. You're a troll. You are wrong. Again, just look at history. Look at the war in Iraq. The U.S. doesn't have any strong ground here to stand on. So, and in relation to both of these stories here, there is no evidence. There's no evidence that Russia went in and took evidence of a chemical attack out of Syria. And there's no evidence that there are more Russian trolls or a 2,000% increase in Russian trolls in the last 24 hours. No evidence from either of these. These are just claims the U.S. is making. And then they know that the media will come in and then just repurpose these claims and act like they're facts. So you can't believe the official word here. Now, again, I don't know whether there was a chemical attack or not. I don't know. But what I'm telling you is that there is no evidence and that the U.S. struck Syria before there was going to be an investigation into evidence to see if they should strike Syria. And regardless of all that, I don't see why the U.S. should be striking Syria. So even if there was a chemical attack, which we don't know if there was, excuse me. So even if there was a chemical attack, I don't think that a U.S.-led strike is a solution to anything. Again, the U.S. struck Syria last year after there was an alleged chemical attack. And then Assad allegedly did it again. So clearly those strikes didn't work. Clearly aggression is not working. And if you're going to be aggressive, you should also be equally aggressive in taking in refugees from these countries that you are striking. So I got nothing else to say here. This is, I can't, I saw these stories and this is just all bullshit. If there was evidence here, if there was something actually to go on, then there would be more of a case that the U.S. is making. But there is no case here. So far, this is just, both these stories are just complete bullshit. Hey, if you like this video, hit that subscribe button below and consider throwing me a few bucks on Patreon at patreon.com/therationalnational or therationalnational.com/join.